What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to Thoughts and Feelings of a Millennial Man. I am your host, Eric Santiago, and also the creator. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to consider myself an influencer, especially in the health and fitness industry, for I am a career fitness, wellness, and nutrition coach. I would also consider myself a content creator of video, social media, and now podcasting. What got me started into podcasting was I was always told I had a voice for radio, but I never paid too much attention to it. I used to journal a lot, and I used to also write a lot of interesting posts on Facebook. My journal entries and my Facebook posts would be like these conversations I would be having with myself. And I would write and I would post these messages like I'm leaving a little note for myself. You know how on Facebook your old memories will pull up? I would find it interesting how some of my old thoughts would be like reminders or pick-me-ups for the present time today. I felt sometime these messages would be helpful, not just for me, but for other people. So I decided to use my voice and my journal to make a podcast. My podcast is my open journal. I'll be sharing my thoughts and views and feelings as a millennial man. If you don't know, millennials are born from 1981 to 1996, ages 23 to 39. That is my generation. I love my generation. I find it to be very interesting, but we could use some more guidance. I would like to break barriers and shed light on some issues that I feel my generation has. One main issue is the battle of the sexes. Too many men don't understand their emotions. Too many women think men don't have emotions. My goal for my journal entries and my expressions is to show that we as men do feel, and we do try our best to understand how we feel. What I'll be talking about is more of a message than it is a journal entry, but it can be considered both. And for me, it's more of an accountability message on my experiences with women and just how I've been, how I've acted, things that I could have done better. And the inspiration for this was, you know what? I really don't know. It was completely random thought that I was having one day walking to work. But I don't know, for some reason I just pondered on the thought. And when I got home, I just wrote down my feelings and I just decided to talk about it. So, here it is. I learned to see women for them and not sexual objects. As a guy that's very comfortable with women, as a guy who is confident so much that it comes off as arrogant and cocky, and these are facts. When I stopped letting Duke make decisions for the both of us, I actually just not like, but appreciate more ladies for them as a person. This mindset for me personally, looking at women especially as objects, really messed up my sense of intimacy. How, you ask? Well, honestly, my ego, my confidence, arrogance, and cockiness are all blended together. A recipe for what we consider toxic. There's some truth in that, because I know for me, I've let it ruin relationships, and not just with women, but people in general. But for me, when it comes to women, my ego would allow my pride to win, and for the kind of man that I am and strive to be, a man of confidence, self-respect, and integrity, my pride will be my downfall. I would use the example of a guy being held up with the assistance of a cane. The guy places most of his weight on the cane to help him stand, but if that same cane was kicked from under him, he would come tumbling down. The cane is my ego, pride, arrogance, and confidence. I stand because of my cane, but if it were kicked from under me, I wouldn't be standing. I don't want to stand just because of these qualities. In my opinion, that's not sustainable when it comes to a relationship with a woman. I've learned from my experiences that it would always clash with your woman. There's no, it's working out. A lot of the time it's just dealing and putting up with a person. No one should have to deal with anyone's ego or pride. Neither a man or a woman. It's stupid and it would cause division. This isn't to pander to women. This really isn't meant for women. I'm just expressing to my guys that we have to be more accountable for us and our actions and not care so much about what anyone else thinks. We know what we do wrong and what we could improve upon. I know for me, all my causes have an effect. A lot of my outcomes that I didn't want were in my control, and I didn't do what I was in control of, and that was myself and my actions. This is me just expressing myself and holding myself accountable, which isn't always easy. I think it's very important that men, especially young men, are held accountable for their actions. And they're just also held to be responsible for their actions. It's kind of how I grew up. It's kind of how the men that were in my family were. My boys and the men that were around them, that's just how they were built. They weren't perfect men. They weren't always the best men. But they did have that integrity to where they made sure you were accountable and responsible for your actions. And I just feel like that's very much needed. I don't see it done too often. I think we need to bring that back. And gentlemen, we need to hold all of us to a better standard. Because being average is a choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you look at yourself as a superior man, a higher level man, then we need to start acting like it. And we need to start holding ourselves more accountable. I just think it's best for growth. And I think it would translate better into society overall as well. I don't really like to argue with women. I don't want to seem like I like to bash women. I love women way too much, but I'm not a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I don't know what it's like to think like a woman, what it's like to feel like a woman. I can't really speak on women issues. I'm just looking from the outside in, and I can't really fully say I understand. I could listen, and fellas, you know how hard listening is for us, but I am a man, so I can't speak on men issues, and I can definitely come at other men because I look at us like a brotherhood and a team. And if I want to grow and I want to be on a higher level, I'm going to want my peers to be on that same level. So I just thought it was very important, a message like that, to know that it's okay to have feelings. It's okay to not understand them. It's okay to express them. And it's okay to listen. Alright? We could be a very, real hard-headed species, but it's okay to overall listen. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my journal entry. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, and thank you for tuning in.